William Morrow and HarperAudio present A Day of Fire, a novel of Pompeii, by Kate Quinn, Stephanie Dray, Ben Kane, Eliza Knight, Sophie Perrineau, and Victoria Alvear. Performed by Saskia Maarleveld and Andrew Kingston. Introduction. Michelle Moran. I doubt anyone has ever visited Pompeii and not been transformed. To visit this site where 2,000 inhabitants lost their lives during the volcanic eruption of Mount Vesuvius is to step back in time to a city which was almost perfectly preserved by the falling volcanic ash. You can walk the streets of this ancient Roman city today and imagine the horror of burning pumice raining from the sky. Thousands of people had been left behind, but even as they tried to flee, lethal gas and burning ash killed them slowly, filling their lungs, hardening their internal organs. As the ashfall continued, their bodies stiffened, and all across the city of Pompeii, human statues were created, frozen in time. In 1863, archaeologists discovered a method of preserving these bodies with haunting results. There is the woman in the Villa of Mysteries who clawed her way over the falling rocks, only to finally die at the top. The heavily pregnant woman adorned in gold jewelry, discovered with her loved ones, huddled together in their house. And the doomed families in the Garden of Fugitives, where mothers were found clutching their children, and a single man tried to rise from the ash in a futile effort to shield the rest. In A Day of Fire, 6 of the most talented authors I've read have resurrected these lives and many others, along with a once thriving city where fighting, sex, and gambling was the norm. It is a novel written in 6 parts, each by a different author, and each comprising a complete tale unto itself. Yet because the plots are woven together, a fascinating story emerges in the end of a city where spirituality and profanity, squalor and immense profit existed side by side in the gladiatorial arenas, temples, brothels, and inns. It is easy to elevate the Romans. After all, they left behind impressive contributions to literature, philosophy, architecture, and science. But Pompeii, in its unbelievably preserved state, tells the real story. In these ruins, we find not only the great and lofty accomplishments of Roman civilization, but the remnants of a society so steeped in sexploitation that there is no way for any responsible historical author to turn away from it, and these authors certainly have not done so. Like all historical novels, listeners should know that minor changes to the historical record were made. For the sake of accessibility, the authors have adopted English words and conventions over the Latin. For example, while the Romans did not use weeks to measure time, the authors do. Moreover, since timelines for the eruption of Mount Vesuvius vary slightly from expert to expert, the authors have adopted the ones set out by scholar Mary Beard in Pompeii, the Living City, with several minor modifications and one major one, namely that they decided to adopt more recent scholarship suggesting that the eruption took place in the autumn of 79, rather than the long-assumed August. A Day of Fire is one of the most entertaining listens I've come across in historical fiction. In the hands of these wonderfully diverse authors, we glimpse what life must have been like during those last, fatal hours in Pompeii. And it's not just horrifying. It's fascinating.
Part 1. The Sun. Victoria Alvear. The depth of darkness to which you can descend and still live is an exact measure of the height to which you can aspire to reach. Pliny the Elder. Pompeii, in the first year of the rule of Emperor Titus Flavius Caesar Vespasianus Augustus. I discreetly tightened my loincloth as I approached Pompeii's Sarno gate. The mere sight of the chipped arch funneling us into the city, the knowledge that I was that much closer to her, made my body respond in a most embarrassing way. I did not need my tented tunic announcing to the world my business in Pompeii.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?